Getting ready to start the live stream here, guys. Talking about Bitcoin making $94,000. Let me go ahead and start up this live stream for you guys. Welcome, guys, to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin once again, making new highs, new recent highs here, climbing up to almost as high as $95,000. We got a little bit short of that. We came up to like $94,686, but stay tuned to this live stream because it looks like Bitcoin wants to make another run for it right here. And we're going to look at, you know, where Bitcoin could go next, right? Are we going to see 100K, $100,000 Bitcoin? Leave that in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you think we're going to see 100K Bitcoin later on this week. Put a 2 in the comments if you think we're going to go below $90,000 by the end of this week. But yeah, here we are looking at the price of Bitcoin currently trading at $93,811, up about 0.35% today. And I do have a Fibonacci analysis that I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin, which could give us an idea as like where Bitcoin could come down to if it's going to start pulling back here. My short-term target on Bitcoin is still $96,000 before I think we're going to get some significant resistance. $95,000 should be like the caution zone. Maybe you might want to sell a little bit of your crypto, sell a little bit of your Bitcoin if you're thinking about getting out of crypto in the short term here. But if we do start coming down here, we do have some support. The first support that I see right here is $90,800, which is this green line. The 50-day moving average is sitting at $90,800 as we speak. That's going to change as we get another day going into tomorrow. But right now, sitting at $90,800. That also happens to be where this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement is at, $90,700. So, short term, I think the bulls will try to defend $90,000. If it does go down to that level, once we get below $91,000, it might be a good time to put in a short term long if you're day trading Bitcoin here. But you might also be able to get Bitcoin at a little bit cheaper than that if it does go down a little bit lower than that. You have the 200-day moving average, this red line, currently sitting at $88,500, and that just happens to be where the 0.382 retracement levels at $88,340. So we could come down to 88,000. That's always a possibility. I never say that there's not a possibility for anything here to happen. Okay, Bitcoin price could come down to $88,000 and revisit that. And if it does, I think that's an even better value area to be buying up some Bitcoin. Okay, you got the 200-day giving you some support, and then you got the 0.382 retracement level saying that could be also some support there as well. As I start to zoom out, okay, I did say that $96,000 is going to be a short-term target, and it's going to be a resistance level because a lot of people bought their Bitcoin, right, at $96,000, $97,000 all throughout the last few months here, going back to like November of 2024. So the people that bought Bitcoin and had to stomach all this pain for the last few weeks here, they're probably going to want to get out of Bitcoin at break even. So they say that they didn't actually lose any money. Okay, they can just break even on their investment on Bitcoin. So I'm expecting a lot of sellers there. And it's not just the chart pattern, the candlesticks that are showing me that. If I show you the VRVP, which I'm going to show you right now, guys. Okay, the VRVP, which is this green and red bars over here on the right side, it tells you where a lot of volume, a lot of people were buying and selling Bitcoin and crypto at, and it's showing that the blue line, this point of control, you got a lot of volume there, a lot of volume in the mid 90s the mid 90,000 area for Bitcoin. And it's just saying that, yeah, this is going to probably most likely be the boss level resistance level. I would expect Bitcoin to get rejected and come down to like $90,000 one more time. Maybe make a higher low before we go up to higher prices here, okay? But if we get past that boss level resistance at $96,000, well, now we're talking that maybe we have the next level resistance at $102,000, $103,000 Bitcoin, which is this white line here, the value area high, okay? And also looking at my Fibonacci analysis here, okay, it's also showing that the 1618 has a price target about $101,000. So, you know, after Bitcoin gets past $100,000, you know, that being a psychological level for a lot of people, it's gonna make the news again. You're gonna hear about it on the news. You're gonna hear your friend talk about it, or your family member talk about $100,000 Bitcoin all over again, right? And that's just gonna be an area where people are gonna feel comfortable selling their Bitcoin and saying that they came out a winner, okay? So I'm expecting that if we do get past this point of control at $96,000, then $101,000 might be the next resistance level, and then 102, 103, where we have this value area high sitting at. That's probably going to be where some people are going to take profit on their Bitcoin. I know me personally, I'm probably going to get hit right now, but I have a stop limit. I have not a stop limit. I have a limit order right now saying that I'm going to sell my Bitcoin when it gets to $94,000. So you can just look at that. I'm only about $70 away from selling a little bit of my Bitcoin here. I'm not selling all of it, but I feel like we should start selling some just in case we get that pullback. Just in case we get a pullback down to $90,000 Bitcoin, or even $88,000 or $89,000 Bitcoin. I mean, God forbid, but could always be a possibility. What if we go back down to $80,000 or $70,000 Bitcoin all over again? Then I'll have some dry powder to be buying the dips again in Bitcoin. And it seems like in that case, then I guess Bitcoin is, and crypto is becoming more of a trader's market than a buy and hold and set it and forget it. You're going to have to be actively involved to try to make some money on crypto here. But yeah, let me go ahead and take a look at the requests here. I've gone over the bearish and bullish targets for Bitcoin. I could see Bitcoin coming down to 88K one more time, maybe 89,000. I think 91,000 or 90,700 to be exact would be the first bearish target if Bitcoin does go down to lower prices here. But it looks like we're kind of getting an afternoon pump right now, like we did, you know, yesterday after 5 o'clock. I feel like a lot of people got out of work and they said, "Oh my God, Bitcoin's at $90,000. I gotta go buy some." I'm pretty sure that's what happened yesterday with Bitcoin. So yeah, let's see if I have any comments here on the chat. I am taking requests here, guys. So if you have a particular cryptocurrency you want me to take a look at, by all means, tell me which one you want me to take a look at. Just like we did yesterday, I'll be looking at some of these cryptos. But let's take a look at one that did extremely well yesterday, and I think it's still doing well today. And that is Sui. Sui coin. All right. Trading at $2.98. I think Sui got a little bit higher than that. Yeah, it did. It got up to like $3.07. And wow, you know, look at Sui. You know, Sui has seen better days here. Like a lot of these old coins when it was trading at $5 back in January. Okay, but right now we have the point of control for Sui is below us now at $2.24. Okay, you got a lot of high volume over there. If Sui starts losing its momentum and comes back down for whatever reason, you might see Sui come down to like the $2.30 area. Use that as support, and that would just be another higher low, and then we can work on trying to make a higher high after that. But if Sui continues being a little bit more bullish than it is right now, then I see the first high volume node above us at $3.20. That could be an area where you might want to start taking profit on Sui. And then, of course, after that would be about roughly $3.46. And then you got the value area high saying that Sui could climb up to $3.78. And I think that corresponds to fib level that we have here for SUI. The 0.618 retracement level at $3.64. Yeah, I would say that area would probably be an area where you want to take profit on SUI if you're only in it for the short term here, for short-term gains. All right, so I see that we have some requests coming in, and we will take a look at that. Chapo Taco saying you're never selling any of your Bitcoin. That is one way. You don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can just hold on to your Bitcoin, and then you can do what some of these rich people do and borrow against your assets and just take a loan out and use your Bitcoin as collateral for the loan. And you never have to sell your Bitcoin, but you can still make money while your Bitcoin is going up. You can use it for, you know, whatever you need money for. Oz10 is asking about XRP. Okay, we'll take a look at XRP next after this. Michael's saying Chainlink. And yeah, okay. So we'll take a look at those. Okay, Oz10, you're saying that I read the charts same way you do, just you don't use as many indicators. Yeah, I use quite a few indicators here. I can clean things up. You know, right now we're just using the VRVP right now. I have different templates here that I use. I can look at like the Cipher B. It's kind of almost like a cheat. This is like a kind of like a cheat sheet here. It tells you when you should be able to buy and sell your Bitcoin or crypto, whatever you send for the week. So you got these little. This is a pretty good indicator you might want to add to your toolkit. Cipher B, and I'm using TradingView. Okay, TradingView Cipher B, the free version. Okay, and then of course, you know, the moving averages. You probably seen moving averages before: 200-day, 100-day, 50-day, and then I got the white line as a 21 EMA. All right, let's go into XRP here. XRP currently trading at $2.22 right now, up a little bit today, but not by much, only about 0.4%. And what do we have here for XRP? Well, I talk about XRP almost every day now because everybody's always requesting it. It's one of the more popular high market cryptocurrencies. You know, what I see with XRP going forward, I'll just give you the long-term bullish target. If you treat this like one big giant bull flag here on XRP, you can see that, you know, we take the flagpole, the measured move is the flagpole. You put it to like where we could break out at like $2.22 here on XRP. And this flagpole says that, you know, XRP could be $5 later on in 2025. If you really want to try to put a date on it, maybe July, right around 4th of July, maybe. You might see $5 XRP, okay? But I hate giving price targets and a target date at the same time. I'll give you one or the other. I don't really do price targets and the day that it's going to happen. I'm not a psychic, but sometimes the charts could help you predict these things here, okay? So yeah, so XRP has been in the downtrend indicated by this yellow line here. I'll go ahead and get rid of that now. XRP, if it continues being bullish, we do have some resistance at the 100-day moving average at $2.38, and then the 50-day at $2.46, that green line right there, okay? And I'm expecting that to be the short-term resistance for XRP, but once XRP gets past $2.50 here, you know, I could see $3 XRP like it did in no time here back in March 3rd. It jumped up like 74 cents in one day, okay? And I'm expecting XRP probably get up to like $3.15 before it treats this area right here as resistance. It's saying that the point of control is at $2.40, so that's going to be the boss level of resistance. Kind of like with Bitcoin having $96,000 being a heavy resistance area, $2.40 should be a heavy resistance area for Ripple. And then if Ripple can get past that and break past that point of control, then you have a very steep gap, and then you don't really have anything until the value area high, which is sitting at like $3.08. So yeah, I could see Ripple go up to $3 in the near future here if we continue being bullish. Now, if Ripple does decide to become bearish or retest the lows here, then yeah, we could see Ripple come down to the value area low here, this white line at $1.75. Should provide some support, or it should be like the last line of support. But if we lose that value area low, then we have another support area at $1.46. $1.45 could be where XRP gets some support if we're still bearish, if the downtrend continues here. But yeah, those are my downside and upside targets for Ripple. We'll move on to looking at Chainlink here. And let me just see if I got any more requests here. Okay. Guys, if you're liking my analysis so far, don't forget to hit that like button. Try to get the likes up. I want to get as many likes as there are people watching the stream right now. Appreciate that. All right, yeah. So Chainlink, and then I want to see, was there anybody else that had another request? All right, I think, yeah. All right, so then ALCX is another request. All right, let me go ahead and I'm gonna write some of these things down here so I don't forget. ALCX. And then Polkadot. Okay, yep, I got Polkadot for you. And we'll look at Chainlink as well. But we'll start with Chainlink first. All right. Moving on to Chainlink. Chainlink is currently trading at $15, up 6% today. Congratulations to the Chainlink investors out there. Your point of control, where a lot of traders and investors settle up at, about 50% of the volume that you see going all the way back to like November of 2024 is saying that the majority of people bought and sold their Chainlink at like 14 bucks. Okay, so we're a little bit above that point of control right now. If we do come down, I want that point of control to act as support. Maybe create a higher low at the $14 area before we go to higher prices on Chainlink. I want to see Chainlink get above this last high that it made here back on Wednesday, March 26th here. I want to see Chainlink get above 16 bucks. So that way we can then qualify this as an uptrend with higher highs being made, and then we want to see higher lows and then more higher highs. And if we keep on continuing making higher highs and higher lows here, you got a gap in the VRVP, and then the next resistance level I'm seeing for Chainlink is at 18 bucks, and then after that, about 18.79. So you might want to start putting in your take profit zone areas at that $18 range here, which is where some people traded and settled up. A lot of traders and investors settled up at $18 back in like beginning of February of 2025. Also around here in like the end of November of 2024. So that should be probably your first take profit area. That's about roughly, I think, about a 20% gain from where you are right now. But if, you know, Chainlink continues to be more bullish here, then we got the value area high sitting at like 22 bucks, almost 23 bucks here. 22.82 to be exact. That should be your long-term take profit target on Chainlink here. And anything after that, you're really pushing your luck on getting some easy gains here, because Chainlink hasn't really been above the $23 range. It hasn't really been up there that long, unless you want to count, you know, maybe about a month and a half maybe. Okay, and then that means that probably in the future you might only have about a month and a half to sell Chainlink when it does get up to 23 bucks. But you know, we have seen Chainlink get higher, as high as like $30.90. So I would probably sell at 30 bucks, because at 30 bucks you basically got a 2x on your Chainlink investment. Okay, don't get too greedy out there, guys. Take your profits, call it a day, look for another opportunity, or just go out and spend the money that you made. Maybe put it into an investment. We're gonna look at ALCX next, and then Polkadot. ALCX. Let's see what it looks like on Binance here. ALCX. I don't know what it stands for, but it looks like it's a cryptocurrency to me, trading on the Binance exchange, and it's at $9.29. And this cryptocurrency obviously got beaten down just like all the other altcoins. It's had its best day during the little altcoin season that we had towards the end of last year. This thing got as high as like $29.75. I'm just getting myself familiar with this chart. Obviously, it's been in the bear market ever since then. But looks like it's trying to bottom out here. I'll have to pull up the moving averages in the RSI to see if, you know, I want to see if there's any bullish divergence showing up on the RSI here. But let's just take a look at the VRVP here real quick. VRVP is saying that your value area low is at $7.50. So if this thing comes back down there, I would try to put in, you know, a buy order in, and then I'd probably put a stop loss at like $7, because if this thing continues going below 750, then it's probably going to continue its downtrend. And yeah, this crypto, I mean, if you want to avoid losing money, I would probably put the stop loss at $7. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's how I would play it. But if this thing does become bullish here, you got the next high volume node at like $10.45 here. That could be a quick take profit target, which is only about like $1 from where you are right now. But you probably want to see the juicy target where the point of control is at $14.70, which is a level that most people were trading at and buying and selling at back in like October and November of 2024. So I think $14 at point of control is a good area to probably put your take profit target at for this crypto. And then you got the value area high sitting at $18. That's probably another good area. And then, you know, $18, you're basically doubling your money. Don't get too greedy. Go ahead and sell a little bit, sell something, so you can say that you made some profit, and then just use it as dry powder to go buy the dip and buy the lows later on. Okay, if you're not going to be selling all of it. Okay, but yeah, we'll look at we just looked at the VRVP here. Let's see if there is some bullish divergence. I'm going to pull up the RSI now. For those who don't know, that's the relative strength indicator. I know I got some newbies in trading and investing here, so I'll spell things out for them every now and then. Okay, so we are looking at lower lows on price, obviously. Okay, this thing has been in the bear market for a while now, and I think I got some good news for you. I think I see some higher lows on the RSI. Okay, and this is bullish divergence. If these lines were to continue going forward, they would eventually intersect each other, and that's how you know you got some divergence going on here. And what this is telling me, okay, because this is an educational stream here, we're learning about cryptos and learning about trading and investing. I am your trading teacher, professor, whatever you want to call me, guy who knows the chartist. Okay, bullish divergence is showing us that, yeah, prices have been going down, but buyers have been stepping up. Okay, buyers want to be buying these prices here. That's why you're getting higher lows. You're getting buying pressure on the RSI here, and I could try to confirm that by looking at the MACD here, which I'll take a look at it real quick here. Just give me some time to zoom in a little bit. Things are a little bit out of whack right now. Okay. But yeah, you're seeing some green candles showing up there on the MACD. Okay. Which is saying that, yeah, this is buyers stepping up to the plate, trying to buy at like $9 or $8 here for ALCX. So this could be the beginning of a bottoming out pattern. This is what Bitcoin was looking like when it was coming down from like 90 to 80 down to 70k. We were seeing bullish divergence, and some of these other cryptos were showing bullish divergence. This is the beginning of a bottom. Okay, And what you want to see going forward on ALCX is you want to see it make higher highs, probably higher than the most recent high, distinguishable high here. I would say higher than $11.80. So if this thing gets up to 12 bucks, you can count that as a higher high. And then you want to see it make a higher low. You don't want this thing to go back down to the low that it made here at 7 bucks. You want it to like create a higher low and then go up and try to go to a higher high after that. So yeah, that would be the beginning of a bull run. Okay, and it starts by seeing, usually it starts by you see bullish divergence showing up on the chart. So could be the first bit of good news there for ALCX. All right, moving on to Polkadot, which is another cryptocurrency. Guys, if you have any stocks you want me to look at, I can look at stocks too. But we can stick to just cryptocurrencies if that's what you guys want me to talk about. Yeah, so I looked at Polkadot, I believe, yesterday on the stream. And, let's see. Polkadot's currently trading at $4.10, up 2.2% today. I did measure a level that I want to see Polkadot get up to. Let me get rid of some of this chart work here. But right now, this is where Polkadot is hanging out at the $4.10 level. I want to see Polkadot get up to like $4.80. That's my first take profit target on Polkadot, because that would be a higher high from the last high that it made back in the end of March here. It's also a level where the 50-day, this green line, 50-day moving average is coming down at. 50 days at $4.75. So I would say that's my first take profit target. Could be the first resistance level for Polkadot, as I'm seeing the charts right now. And I'm just trying to see if I see anything on the other side here. We were eyeballing the fact that Polkadot was in this falling wedge, and falling wedges, the price usually breaks out to the upside 70% of the time, and I think we're starting to see that with Polkadot right now. Okay, but yeah, I got my first take profit target at $4.80. I already marked that on the chart here for future reference. And if Polkadot continues past $4.80, I do want to see get above that 200-day moving average at 557. That could be another take profit target for you guys going forward. And yeah, after 550, it could be off to the races here for Polkadot. I would have to probably pull up the VRVP to see what would be next after that. Yeah, so value area high is sitting at $7.20 for Polkadot. So that'd probably be another take profit target that you might want to add on to your list of profit targets on Polkadot. And then you got a gap, and then you got another high volume node at 830 and another high volume at $9. So Polkadot is another altcoin here that could also double in value here. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Oz10. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate you, bro, as well. Okay. Yeah, asking me what kind of crypto exchanges I like. This is a good amount. You know, Mexi is pretty good. Bybit, Binance, Weeks. If you're here in America, you could probably try using Coinbase or Kraken. Those are all good exchanges right there. They've been around for a while. All right. Let's see what else. I'm trying to see the comments here. Is that a request for Fastho? I don't think I ever heard of that crypto. Fastho. No, I don't see. Yeah, I don't. That's not. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay. And what else? We got, we've already talked about XRP, Ziggy, early in the live stream here. Synopsis, my synopsis summary on XRP is, I talk about this almost every day now because everybody's always asking, but like $2.40 and $2.50 is going to be a resistance level, short-term resistance level, and then once we get past $2.50, you'll see $3 on XRP. Bearish targets, if XRP loses the $2 range, we could come down to $1.75. If we lose $1.75, we could come down to like $1.45 on XRP. All right. Yeah, I already did XRP. ALG. Is that algo you're talking about? And then I got another request for say. Let me go ahead and write those down. What do I do with this thing? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, I'll do algo and say. And is there anything else? I think that's it for now. Yeah, my analysis on XRP is it's gonna go up if Bitcoin's going up in price, unless there's another separate catalyst, like maybe an XRP ETF. But I think all the good news is baked into XRP as of now, unless they get an ETF in the United States. And now I got another request for HBAR, I believe. Yeah, we'll do HBAR. All right. Let's look at algo. Algorand currently trading at 21 cents, up a little bit today, 1.7%. And what do we have for algo? Okay, algo, we have point of control sitting at like 19 cents. 19 cents, we'll just call it 19 cents. So you got the high volume node here at 19 cents. If algo does come down, I would expect it to try to make a higher low at 19 cents. Okay. If we continue being bearish and we break below the point of control, then I think we do have like a double bottom that could give us some support, right? These candlewick lows here at roughly 14.5 cents could be where you want to put a stop loss, or yeah, if you haven't bought any algo yet, you could probably see if you can get some cheap algo at like 15 cents here. But if algo does continue to be bullish here, we do want to see it to get past this last high that it made here on the daily chart, and that high was about 21.218 cents. I think we got past that today. Yeah, we got as high as 22 cents. So we're already making higher highs on algo. I would like to see us close at that high. I want to see us close at 22 cents for algo. That'd be nice to see. But if you want to count candle wicks, then you can say, yeah, we candle wick. We got above the most recent distinguishable high here, and now we're just looking for a higher low, or maybe we keep on pushing up to a higher high from where we are right now. And then if we do, then maybe there might be some resistance at 24 cents here. But I see another big high volume node at like 29 cents. Okay, for Algorand. And then after 29.30 cents here, you got a big gap in the VRVP. It says that you might get some resistance at 34 cents. But then if we continue going bullish after that, then you got the value area high at 39 cents. So this crypto could possibly almost double your money. It's another crypto that could 2x in value as far as I'm concerned. And I'll just pull up the moving averages here real quick. See if the moving averages are saying anything about resistance here. I see a significant resistance at the 200-day at 26 cents. That red line right there. Then I see resistance at the 30-cent level, which is the 50-day moving average. I'm sorry, not 50, 100-day moving average. And how's the RSI looking? Okay, we're kind of having an uptrend on the RSI, so that's good to see. Currently, we're at an RSI of like 61.8. When we get to 70, that's when alarm bells should be ringing. You should start selling your Algorand, because anything when you get like a 70 RSI or higher, that's considered overbought. It's usually a good time to sell, right? When things are overbought. And I'll just try to see if I can find anything here on the MACD. See if the MACD kind of agrees with the analysis here. But I don't know why does it always have to do this reset on me? But anyways, you got some green candles showing up on the MACD, just confirming that buyers are stepping up to the plate. You got some buying pressure. Once you start seeing light green candles and even red, that means you're getting some selling pressure, and it means that buyers are no longer buying enthusiastically at those levels anymore. Okay. That's Algorand. We'll move on to Say now. Alright, so we'll just start off looking at my normal chart here with the moving averages, the RSI, MACD, and stochastic RSI. Say right now is currently trading at 19 cents. Roughly a little bit above that. Right, and I can see that, you know, Say's been in a downtrend like a lot of these other altcoins have been, but it looks like Say is actually starting to try to get above the last significant high that it made back in March 26 here. I want to see Say get up to like 22 cents, and then we can count that as a higher high for Say. Then we might get some resistance at like 23 cents, which is where the 50 days now starting to swoop down. I would like to see like Say bounce in between the green and this white line, where it will use the white line, the 21 EMA, as support. You can see the 21 EMA is curving up now. That should act as support for Say as it goes up to higher prices. And then this green line might act as resistance at 23 cents. Now I'll go ahead and I will pull up the VRVP. But I'll do a full chart here. Whoa! Craziness, right? Now I got all my indicators here. I'll go ahead and collapse this one. And I'll collapse that one and collapse, okay. But yeah, we'll look at the VRVP now with the moving averages. And the VRVP is showing that point of control is at 26 cents. So that should be a significant resistance level for Say. So, you know, going up to higher prices here, you got the 50-day creating some resistance at 23 cents, and then you got the point of control creating resistance at 26 cents, and then you got the 100-day and the 200-day could be creating some resistance at like 33 cents. So those resistance levels should be your take profit levels if you're short-term trading this crypto. All right. Yep, so we just went over Say, and we'll take a look at H-bar. I believe it's called Hedera. Hedera. Don't make fun of my accent. That's just how I pronounce it. Hedera. With a little bit of an accent. Alright, Hedera, H-bar, trading at just under 18 pennies here, down 0.94% today, and we got what do we got here? I got data going all the way back to like May of 2024. I'm not sure if that's very useful here, but it's showing that the point of control is below us at like 5 cents on H bar. So you're well above it using all this data here. And then you got probably like the next highest volume node level is sitting at like 19 cents. So that could be a short-term resistance area for H bar, which also coincides with the 200-day moving average. This red line is at 19.5 cents. So I would say that's your next resistance level for H bar, your next take profit target. And then going forward, if you can get past 19 cents, then looks like you got the 50-day moving average at 22 cents and 100-day at 24 cents, which is also corresponds to some volume here in the VRVP. And then you get the value area high at 26 cents. Should be probably your ultimate take profit, long-term take profit target on Hedera. And anything after 26 cents, you're hoping that you could sell it for maybe 30 cents. Okay, but you're pretty much pushing your luck, because the value area high is usually where you should be taking your take profit targets at. Unless you're just going to long-term hold it for, you know, months and years from now. But yeah, H bar, you got some price targets there. I already gave you the upside price targets here. As I start to zoom in a little bit, looks like I believe H bar was creating bullish divergence earlier. Yeah, it was. So H bar has already started bottoming out here. You got your higher lows on the RSI and lower lows on the price. Bullish divergence once again going into play here. And as you can see, as I zoomed in, my VRVP is changing up on me. Okay, now we're looking at data going back to like the beginning of this year. Okay, and now I have a point of control saying that, yeah, 19 cents, 19.5 cents is going to be probably your resistance for H bar. And yeah, I would say these moving averages are coinciding with the VRVP at 23 cents should be your next take profit level. Try to see if I can come up with a bearish case. Bearish case would be if we lose the 21 EMA, which is currently at like 16 cents. Then you might come down to this value area low white line here at 14 cents. Ultimately, you want to make sure you're able to defend this level here at like 12.5 cents, which is the last low that we made on the daily chart for H bar. Appreciate the follow there, Shredder. Guys, if you guys are enjoying these live streams and you want to see when the next live stream is going to be coming up, the best way to do that is to click that follow button so you can see me on the next TikTok live stream. And if you're on one of my YouTube guys, then you know you got to click that subscribe button so that way you'll know when I go live. Want to check in here. I see Porky just came into the chat here. I don't know if he's still in there. And I see Lisa's in the YouTube stream as well. You're saying you like your Bitcoin money today? Yeah, there's a lot of happy traders and investors out there. I still think, you know, today's a good day to sell a little bit of something. A lot of cryptos are up like 20 or 30% in the last couple of weeks here. So now might be a good time to take some profits, have some dry powder, and buy the dip and do it all over again, right? I'm looking back at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin currently trading at 93,565. VRVP is showing value area high sitting at $97,000. Like I've always said, you know, $97,000, $96,000 should be a take profit for Bitcoin if you're short-term trading Bitcoin, or if you just can't handle the craziness of crypto anymore, then you can get out at that area. I think I want to take a look at Solana now. I haven't talked about Solana yet. Let's see how Solana's doing. Solana's at 150 bucks. Up $1.67 today, so nothing too crazy, nothing really to write home to mom about. But what we were eyeballing here with Solana is that we were eyeballing this like red line here at $148, which was, I believe, like the old previous significant high back here on Tuesday, March 25th. So Solana got above that high. So Solana is in the process of making higher highs. What we want to see next is, you know, will Solana make a higher low? Because we don't want Solana to go lower than what we've seen it do back here in early April when it got as low as $95.16. If it does that, then, I mean, that's going to confuse a lot of traders out there, including myself. But it just means that we're probably still in the downtrend, to be honest. That the downtrend is not over yet for Solana. But I got a sneaking suspicion that, you know, with macro environment improving, with trade deals being formed with the United States and these other countries, and then also the possibility that, you know, the Federal Reserve might lower interest rates to combat the increase in unemployment that we see around the country as of lately, I think those will be positive catalysts for Bitcoin and crypto, and cryptocurrencies will actually go up if that's the case. But going back into this analysis for Solana, yeah, we don't want to see Solana go down below basically this point of control here at 125 bucks. If Solana does come down to 125 bucks, we want to see that treated as a line of support. You also got the 21 EMA, which is now starting to curve up, which is very bullish. Okay, you want to that 21 EMA is currently sitting at $126, so I'm expecting Solana to use that as support as it goes up to higher prices here. And if it does go up to higher prices, you got the 50-day moving average probably acting as first resistance here at 163 bucks. I also see some high volume here on the VRVP at 170 bucks. But I see a boss level of resistance. This 200-day moving average is going to probably provide a good amount of resistance at 180 bucks. That's also where the 100-day is sitting at, this blue line here. So the 100-day and the 200-day are going to act as bullies that are going to try to prevent Solana from going up past 180 bucks. But if it gets past those two bullies right there, then we might see Solana come up to $197 according to the value area high right here. And I would say like $200 is going to probably be the next psychological target where people are going to be like, you know what, Solana's at 200 bucks, I'm going to sell. Because I don't want to regret not selling if it goes below, you know, 150 bucks. I want to be able to say that I was able to sell it at 200 bucks. So I feel like $200 is going to be a good psychological target for Solana. All right, I'm just looking at some previous chart work here with the fib levels. Fib levels, they kind of agree with a little bit of what I've just said here. 0.5 is sitting at 158 bucks. 0.618 level is sitting at 190 bucks, or close to that $200 psychological level. And then you got the 0.786 retracement level, which is probably going to be the next good place to start selling your Solana, is at $236. All right, I'm not really seeing any more requests here. Let's see how long. I think I've been going live for about an hour now. Yeah, I'm kind of on the cusp of I want to end the live stream right here. Is there a crypto that I haven't really talked about lately? I already talked about Ethereum, AVAX, Cardano. Let's look at Aptos. I think I might make this the last one, then we'll circle back to Bitcoin again. Aptos is a cryptocurrency that is trying to compete against Ethereum and Solana and Sui. Okay, trying to be the fastest kid on the block here. Aptos is currently sitting at $5.34. You got a lot of room to run up to higher prices here, but first you got some resistance at like the 50-day, currently sitting at $6.18. And then once you get past that $6 level, which is also where this high volume node is at, you got a gap, and then you might see $7, and then you got another gap, and then you might see $8.30, and I believe that's where the 200-day moving average is sitting at, this red line here. So $8.30 would probably be my first take profit target. And then of course the point of control sitting at $9 is another good level to possibly be selling your Aptos at. And then of course you got the value area high at 1056. But this crypto has been the higher prices before. We've seen it get as high as $15 on December 7th here. First week of December of 2024. If that's the case, then you got a 3x possible with Aptos. And then we have seen Aptos back in March of 2024 as high as like $19. So about a 3.5x, right? From where we are right now. Yeah, I think I just see a lot of good things coming up for cryptos here as they start to bottom out here. And I think a lot of people are going to be able to double their money, at least double their money with a lot of these altcoins in the next few months here. Let's get back to Bitcoin, because usually Bitcoin kind of dictates the pace of where things are going. And right now Bitcoin kind of selling off a little bit. We're down about $76, so we're kind of having like an indecision day on Bitcoin. Let me just give it the VRVP here real quick. We've already seen that a bunch of times already, and the moving averages. Yeah, so this is what Bitcoin's daily candle looks like. It's like indecision doji candle. Buyers couldn't really push up the price. They push it up, only to get pushed down. Sellers try to push the price down. They couldn't push it down, only for us to get pushed back up to basically where we started the day off at. Indecision. No one knows what to do with Bitcoin at these prices. But we can use a little bit of TA here, technical analysis, and reading the charts, kind of figure out where Bitcoin could go next. If Bitcoin is going to be bearish, you know, I see Bitcoin coming down to 0.618 at $90,700. Okay. And then Bitcoin could also come down even further than that to the 0.382 retracement at 88,300. If I pull up the moving averages, I think they kind of agree with me here. So this red line here, the 200-day moving average is sitting at $88,500. That's going to be our last line of support. And then if we lose that, then now we're talking about being in a bear market again with Bitcoin. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, every time you lose the 200-day moving average, I consider that a bear market. But I believe this $90,000, $800 area where the 50-day moving average, this green line is sitting at, I think that's going to be the first line of support if we do go lower on Bitcoin. Okay, so you might want to put your buy orders in at 90,800, unless of course you think you're going to be lucky enough to get it at $88,000. Okay, and maybe you put a little bit of both. You know, if you put a little bit of money in at 90,800, put another order in at 88,000. If 88,000 doesn't get hit, then you can just buy some more at 90,000 or whatever price we're at, if you feel like it's not going to go down to $88,000 again. Now, if Bitcoin continues being bullish, right? We have said already that $96,000 is a boss level resistance level based off the VRVP. I'm not going to pull it up yet, but just know that we've already looked at it and we said $96,000 is a very important level that we're eyeing. And then according to this Fibonacci analysis here, 1618 saying that we have some resistance at $101,000 Bitcoin. So that could be, that makes a lot of sense, because once Bitcoin gets past 100 grand, people will be like, yeah, I want to sell it for $100,000. That sounds like a good area to sell at. So $101,000 makes sense. That might be the next resistance level. But if I turn on the VRVP, right, then you'll see what the VRVP thinks is going to be the resistance. And the VRVP is saying the point of control is at $96,000. Okay, so that's my first, take profit at this point. I'm going to be selling Bitcoin at $96,000 if I see it at $96,000. Okay, I'm going to sell a little bit, not all of it. And then we got the value area high at $103,000. Okay. If Bitcoin goes up to $103,000, there's going to be some more people that want to sell at that level. And that is going to be probably the near-term take profit level. Maybe that happens next month, next week, later on in the summer. But I could see Bitcoin going to $100,000 later on this year. I don't think it's over yet, especially since we're sitting at 93K right now. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the live stream here. I appreciate you guys for the likes, the comments, the requests, the follows, the subscribes, and for sharing this video with your friends and family members who are also in crypto and want to know what's going on out there. Okay. We dive deep into the charts here, but I can always answer your simple basic questions about crypto, like what's my favorite cryptocurrency exchange and what kind of cryptos I'm in and stuff like that. I can tell you that. Yeah, just basic simple questions, and then I can also try to teach you as much as I can about what we're looking at, the charts, as best as I can. But yep. One more thing, guys, before I go off the live stream, I just want to show you that you guys can follow me on my Meet Damien Discord. I got a Meet Damien Discord channel. Looks like, kind of see my picture right there. But yeah, the Meet Damien server on Discord. I might have to put a link in the description so you guys can join. But I'll go ahead and add that, so that way you guys can come join the Discord, and you'll know when I go live, because I post up on the Discord the live streams here. Okay. So you might want to take a look at that if you want to stay connected to the Meet Damien community here. And I'm on YouTube and TikTok, just in case you guys didn't know that. But yeah, if I if I pull up the Meet Damien TikTok here, you'll see for my YouTube subscribers, you'll see that you can find me on the Meet Damien TikTok channel, where I got a good amount of following going on right now. What is this? What is this? You can see some of my short form content here on TikTok. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be it for the live stream here, guys. Appreciate you for coming out, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Take care, guys.